Hello there, friends. It is time for a live draft, and I'm doing another draft on the NFFC Championship Tournament. Again, this is a 12-team league. I am picking fifth this time, so I'm Maverick 2 because I chose a very original name as opposed to my other team, which was just Maverick. And this is, again, going to be for a big grand prize, but obviously the main objective here is I've got to win this league, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. Now, in my last league, I picked second, and because of that, I was able to get Saquon Barkley. Then I circled around. I got George Kittle with my second pick, and then I got Leonard Fournette with my third pick. Okay, that is an excellent trio to start the draft out with. But I'm trying, what's the best I could do if I followed the same kind of strategy? Well, in this case, I could get like David Johnson. Okay. And then it would circle around and I could get Zach Ertz. And then it would come back to me again and I could get maybe Derrick Henry. Every iteration of this I was trying to figure out, I was ending up with a worse trio than that prior draft, and that really puts me in a pickle here because I don't want to be in that kind of situation. So I think I got to go on a completely different strategy, and on this strategy I think what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for positional dominance, which I don't usually recommend in a 12-team league, but here's what I'm thinking. First round, we go for Travis Kelce because Kelce is, in fact, according to my app, the top pick. He's the top pick, the most valuable player that is not one of the top four aces. Now, of course, if one of those ace quarterbacks falls to me, Barkley, McCaffrey, Kamara, or Elliott, I will take them instead. But I'm guessing that's not going to happen. So if it comes to me, Travis Kelce offers his value rank, hold on here, is third overall. Third overall. So the only people that are more valuable than him is Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. And this is a PPR league, by the way, and it gives 1.5 point PPR for tight ends. So tight ends are extremely valuable, and to have the best tight end in the league would give me a huge advantage on a week-to-week basis in that position. Now, as far as the second and third pick, it's also very dicey right now. So we're just going to have to see how this falls. So we're about to start, and I'm sure this is going to go pretty much as I expect. Zeke Elliott first. We'll see Barkley second. This is interesting that Barkley didn't get taken first in this one either. I'm kind of surprised, but everyone's breathing a huge sigh of relief because Zeke, got that contract thing taken care of. I'm going to move this down just a little bit here so we're not blocking the view of the queue. And I'm going to be using this queue quite liberally once we get into this draft here. So it really helps when you're trying to figure out who you're going to take. And apparently pick number 2 is flummoxed as to who he should pick in this second round. Oh, what's going on here? Did it freeze? Something's happening here. What's going on? Let me refresh this because something locked up. Something's happening here. All right. I'm going to just pause until we figure out what's going on. All right, so something happened. Somebody had a problem getting online, so they had to pause the draft, and so now it looks like we're back on. Okay. All right. So so we got McCaffrey, Barkley, Elliott taken. This is not surprising now.
Now you are on the clock.
And Kamara got taken. Okay, so here's the situation that we're in. Travis Kelce is the number 1 recommended player because he offers the best value. David Johnson also offers a decent value rank of 9 because he is a prolific pass catcher. Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver according to my rankings at value rank of 6. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take boy, this is really hard because I know I can get like Kittle or Ertz on the next round, so I don't really want to take Kelce here. So I'm thinking Shoot, this is really difficult. And when you look at the other running backs, their values are just not great. Again, because this is PPR with the tight end bonus. So it's Johnson is kind of like the last one, and then it kind of falls off a cliff. So do I be daring and go with the wide receiver who I feel has the highest upside? This is a difficult call here. I think I'm going to go for the running back. I always like to take a running back first. I think I got to go with David Johnson. So let's go ahead and take him. I took David Johnson. And so now let's go to the second round. So in the second round, top players, George Kittle, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette. So again, I got Fournette and Kittle in the last draft with my second and third pick. Of course, that's not going to happen this time. Mike Evans is a very intriguing pick for me as an elite wide receiver, offers excellent value and upside this season. High reliability, high consistency, 5-star outlook. I really, really like Evans. I have not been able to get him on any of my other drafts, and so I think I've got to go Evans for round 2, but of course we will wait and see what happens with the rest of the players here. So let me just find, where is he? I'm not seeing him. Where is Evans? There he is. There's Evans. But there's other guys here. You got Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyreek Hill. I love those guys. Would love to get them as well. I think Mike Evans is going to be the most likely one for me to get. So let's see here. So after me, so the guy before me took Alvin Kamara, so he got a running back, and then the guy after me took Melvin Gordon. Are you kidding? All right, well that guy's gonna lose his butt, man. That's terrible. Kelsey went 8th. That's not surprising. Now Bell. So this is going to be an interesting draft, and of course I could take Evans. I do like. We also have a chance at one of the elite tight ends. Again, we can get ourselves either Kittle or Ertz, which are great choices. And for running backs, again, we could get. I mean, if one of these guys fall to us, like I would love it if Nick Chubb fell to us. Dalvin Cook, I'm not too thrilled with. Leonard Fournette, I mean, if I could grab him, I just want to spend a second round pick on Leonard Fournette when I got him in the third round last time. Of course, it was a different kind of league where I picked first, and so it was pick number 20, I picked second, so it was pick number 26 that I got him. But I would love it if Chubb or Mixon made it back to me. So let's cue those guys up as well. Chubb is right there. Oh, Connor's still on the board. He's never going to make it back to me, but I'll put him up anyway. Gurley, I'll put him up just because I want to see him. And Mixon. So we can see who of that group will make it to us. So after Le'Veon Bell, Julio Jones and Devontae Adams finally got taken. And we got one more pick in the first round. So Nick Chubb was taken. So that's not surprising. Who's next? James Conner got taken. Okay. So that's a nice pair for that team to start with, those two, man. Chubb and Conner. Very much like those picks. Michael Thomas came off. I'm not too big on Michael Thomas this year. But let's see here. And Tyreek, I love. Juju, I love. I'm going to. Oh, did Tyreek just get taken? Where's Tyreek? Oh, there, he's still there. There we go. So again, I just love using my queue. It just really helps smooth things out and helps me kind of figure out who I'm going to take. Now, if I don't take Kittle or Ertz, because this is the tight end bonus 1.5 PPR for tight ends, there are plenty of good choices. I mean, they're not as good as Kittle or Ertz or Kelsey, but they're going to be very productive for you in this draft. And so there's a couple that I am eyeing later on. But and I think that might not be a bad strategy as we focus on elite running backs and wide receivers to start this draft out, and then we'll grab ourselves some tight ends later on that have good value. Like Austin Hooper's a great choice available later. Mark Andrews is another one that I'm very much interested in. So Juju Smith-Schuster just came off the board. Odell Beckham's still on there. We are 5 picks away, though, so my chances of getting like Tyreek Hill, very, very slim. Yeah, he's gone. So, Mike Evans is kind of the last of the elite wide receivers, in my opinion, with just huge upside with Bruce Arians now. So I'm very big on Mike Evans, and I think he would be a great choice for the second round if he does not get taken. Again, the chances of us getting him are very good right now, looking at the players in front. So we've got 4 picks to go. And then it'll be back to us. And it'll be a quick turnaround to the third round. That's going to kind of be key because there's a lot of running backs which are scheduled to go right before my pick, but I'm hoping maybe one of them can make it to me. That would be very, very helpful to this roster right now. But let's see what's going on here. So this guy is taking his time. That's not surprising. I'm sure he's really trying to figure out what he's going to do here. Odell Beckham. Okay. I am not big on Odell this year. In fact, I am targeting Landry. That's who I want to get. I really like the upside of that player as opposed to Odell, who I think is going to have a disappointing season. But we only got 3 picks to go. And so, if we look at like the running backs, like who is there? So we got, Chubb's gone, right? But Mixon value rank of 21, so he's fair value. Dalvin Cook value rank of 20. He would be an interesting choice, but I would also have to be sure to grab Madison. I'm up next. So we've got
now you are on the clock.
Cook and Mixon both got taken. Okay, so Gurley is still on the board. That's actually kind of surprising. Gurley, value rank of 27, not great. We're at pick number 20 right now, so I'm not really thrilled with Gurley. And so I think let's go. We'll get ourselves our elite wide receiver, Mike Evans, and that's good for us. So Diggs took Mixon for a running. So he's taken 2 running backs. And now we'll see what Football BU took. And he took Gurley. So they both took 2 running backs to start. Now, if we look at the third round, this is what I'm talking about. This clot. Fournette, Kerryon Johnson, Chris Carson, David Montgomery, all scheduled as all long shots, all scheduled to go between pick 26 and pick 28. Our pick is pick 29. That's why it's I really hope I can get one of them, because after that, it's Henry or Ingram or Aaron Jones, who is very high risk for me. I'm not sure I want to risk that on him. Melvin Gordon is gone, which is good. But it's the last of like the decent value RB2s on the board. So let's go ahead. I want to get those guys queued up. So let's go ahead and get let's see here. It was Chris Carson and David Montgomery. Oh, Chris Carson I didn't get. Chris Carson right there. And Leonard Fournette and Kerryon Johnson. Leonard, did Fournette already get taken? Oh, Fournette just got taken. All right. It's interesting. He was taken early. Wow. Okay. But Damian Williams, that's a timeshare nightmare now. Aaron Jones he's gone. That doesn't matter. Devonta Freeman, another huge injury risk that I'm not big on. Josh Jacobs would be a good choice also. I do like Josh Jacobs. He's going to get the volume. I'll add him to the queue. Marlon Mack, Derrick Henry, again, these guys are all big steps down after this point. So, as far as Josh Jacobs go, he's another one that is probably going to be gone, but value rank 28. So, again, good choices at this point. The wide receivers on this round, in round 3, you got guys like Brandon Cooks, Adam Thielen, T.Y. Hilton, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, who is one who I really like. But again, their values are okay to a little bit overvalued at this point. So we really need to get ourselves our second running back. Look, Zach Ertz is still on the board. That is very surprising. If he makes it back to us, I will absolutely take Ertz. The chances of that happening, though, are going to be very slim, but I would love it if we could grab Ertz in the third round. That would be a major coup. So who came off? So let's see here. So after Fournette, Aaron Jones, George Kittle,
Now
Antonio
you are on the
Brown.
clock.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Zach Ertz made it to us. That is amazing value because, again, he was a second rounder. And if we look at his value rank of 16 in this league, that is an amazing coup here at pick number 30. So we will absolutely take Ertz. Great. So we got ourselves an elite running back, wide receiver, and tight end to start off this draft. I'm very happy with that. Again, he offers a lot more value than any of these guys. So I'm okay with bypassing these running backs. We will grab some running backs later, but in the fourth round, again, there are good wide receivers and tight ends. We could grab a second tight end. I did that in the last draft where I took Kittle and Evan Engram because the value is fantastic. His value rank, again, fair value at this point in the draft, but just an amazing advantage to have that in one of your flexes. And there's 2 flexes in this league, so you have the capability to start multiple tight ends and not clog up. There's a second flex available to start someone else. But we've got players like T.Y. Hilton. Robert Woods is a long shot. Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin. Godwin I'm very interested in as my RB2. He is also a long shot. Let's get these guys queued up. So Godwin, Hilton, and Woods. So we'll go running back. Wide receiver. Sorry. Wide receiver. There's Godwin, and there's Hilton, and there's Cooks. I love Cooks. I've been getting him in a lot of drafts, and there's Woods. We'll see if he makes it to us. Again, he is a long shot. As far as running backs go in this round, Marlon Mack is kind of the best option. And his value is not great, and that's the big problem. Like Phillip Lindsay, also bad value relative to the draft position. Mark Ingram, bad value relative to the draft position. All these guys, not really any great options here, and we're spending these early picks, which are so important. Marlon Mack is not bad, so let's put him on the queue, and maybe he'll fall to us. Where is Marlon Mack? Is he gone already? Is he taken? Oh, he was taken. Look at that. He's already gone. But we've got, so I think we're going to bypass on, we're going to bypass right now on a running back, but let's get Engram on there because Engram offers great value as well. So we will look to Engram. All right. So we've got, David Montgomery and Josh Jacobs still on the board. They will never make it back to me. That's a pipe dream of mine that they would even make it back. But we got a bunch of guys queued up for the next round, and right now looking pretty good. So who did our opponents take? Let's see here. After my pick, Football Busters took Todd Gurley. Oh, that was after the second round. Where's the third round? Okay, so Football Busters took Mahomes. All right, so he's going for an elite quarterback. That's kind of a wasted pick. The quarterbacks go so late in these drafts. And then right after me, Marlon Mack was taken. So that's, can you dig it, took 3 running backs to start the draft. Neither one of them have taken a wide receiver yet. So I'm guessing that's going to be in the cards very soon here. Josh Jacobs just came off the board. David Montgomery is still there. So we can look at who else is available up here. Keenan Allen dealing with an injury. Damian Williams is just one that I'm not interested in. Maybe if he makes it to the 5th, I'll take him, but I doubt he'll make it that far. Cooper's dealing with an injury. Diggs is dealing with an injury. Derrick Henry, again, poor value relative to his draft position, but Derrick Henry, value rank of 54, and we are heading into pick number 4, which is 44. Again, not great value, and that's the key to success in your fantasy football draft. Is you want value with every pick. You want to get guys who are fair value to undervalued with every pick. So Keenan Allen just came off the board. And by the way, I've got my little cheat sheet here. This is what I've been doing every draft, right? I got the guy before me, Football Busters. Can You Digs It is right after me, so I got both of them. I'm tracking who they're taking. I'm also tracking quarterbacks, tight ends, defenses, and kickers. So, so we know where things are at. 1 quarterback, 3 tight ends have been taken so far. Chris Godwin got taken. Oh, my top choice for that round. Darn it. But that's okay because there's still some really good options here. Again, I love Brandon Cooks. I've been able to get him in the 4th in a lot of drafts. He just gets ignored. Now look at this. Injured guys. Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs just came off. And Damian Williams still sitting there at the top. You know what? It is a timeshare, but I have no faith in LaShawn McCoy. I think he is done as a runner. And so it's basically him and Darwin in that backfield. If he makes it, he's worth considering. You know what? He is worth considering. And you just can't ignore the effectiveness of the Kansas City offense and that he's going to be a major part of it. So, I don't expect him to make it to me, but he could, right? You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Who else is sitting out here? There's Ingram, there's Woods. So OJ Howard, a guy I'm not super interested in because I don't think he's reliable enough. He's not durable enough. Ingram, again, over age 28 on a new team. I think there's going to be some regression in his usage. And plus, I think Justice Hill is going to be a much bigger factor than most people are anticipating. Justice is one of my favorite later round picks. Kenny Golladay, again, not a good offense. Hunter Henry, another one with durability issues. There's Philip Lindsay, poor value. Tyler Boyd does offer decent value. Where is he? He's up for the 5th round, so we don't need to worry about him yet. Tyler Lockett just came off. Evan Engram just came off. So, all right, so there goes my idea for getting a second tight end at this point. There's other tight ends that I am still very interested in that will be available later on. David Montgomery just came off. This is all not very surprising. And, if I were to get Damian Williams, I would definitely target Darwin Thompson to back him up, just in case, as a stash. And Darwin's value has fallen significantly since the LaShawn McCoy signing. Again, I am not interested at all in LaShawn McCoy, though. He's not a factor. He's arrived to that team 1 week before the season starts. He's not a factor. He's not going to be a part of this offense other than in a very tertiary role, a relief role, and as a depth play, as someone to play behind the leads. That's where he's at this point in his career. So T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, and Damian Williams all still on the board. And we've got 4 picks to go. So actually 3 picks to go. So we're in good shape here. So this is really good. This is shaping up well. If I can get Cooks, that would be the best because Cooks offers Cooks value. Let's see here. Value rank 30. So we're at pick 44. And to get the 30th ranked player, again, another massive coup for value if he makes it to us. So I would love for that to happen. And it looks like it's a good chance that he will make it to us because look at all these players in front. So we'll see what happens here. So this one's taking his entire time. Oh, and of course he took Cooks. Of course, because I was talking about him. He heard me talking about it. Of course that happened. Now, so we are still sitting here. Now, Marauders is going to go. Can You Digs It is going to be picking before me. I am guessing he's going to take a wide receiver at this point, unless he grabs, like he decides to grab Damian Williams or Derrick Henry. I like those guys better at the 5th round than I do at the 4th round. That's for sure.
You are up next.
All right, so who did he take? He took Austin Eckler super early. And Damian Williams got taken right before me. So Can You Digs It is going super heavy on the running backs. He's taken 4. And so now we got T.Y. Hilton, we got Robert Woods. If we look at these players, T.Y. Hilton value rank of 40, Robert Woods value rank of 37. T.Y. Hilton obviously has higher reliability. Woods has higher consistency and is on a better offense. Especially now that Andrew Luck has retired. I think Robert Woods is a good choice. The other players available, Derrick Henry, again, still too early for him. Julian Edelman, Sony Michel, O.J. Howard, and we've already gone over all these players. I think I'm going to go Robert Woods as my wide receiver 2, and that'll do it. So we'll take Robert Woods. So we have taken 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back on this draft so far. So that's pretty good. And we've got, again, we got nice value out of him. Value rank of 37. We're at pick 44. Now the next pick is pick 53. So it is recommending Austin Eckler's on the recommendation, but that guy took him early, which kind of, that's very annoying. Let's look at the other running backs on this round. So Kenyon Drake is a very interesting play right now. And I do very much, I've liked him a lot, but he was injured during the preseason. And so he was kind of off my list, but now he's fine. He's named the starter. It is a contract year. The other guy, Kalen Ballage, did not do that great in the preseason. So Kenyon Drake is kind of the guy there, and I do like the idea of doing that. Marlon Mack is another option at this point. So those guys are both good choices. So let's go cue them up. So we've got, let's see here. Oh, did Marlon Mack get taken? I think he's gone. I'm not seeing him. There's Kenyon Drake right there. And look at this, Kenyon Drake. He's going at 77. That's a lot later. Now, of course, if Derrick Henry makes it back to us, he would be a good choice at this point in the draft because he does offer good value. And James White also does offer good value, but I don't trust New England running backs. I don't trust taking them early. Let's see here. And Darius Geis does offer some nice value, but actually, he does not offer great value in this league. In other kind of leagues, he does. Like in half point PPR or standard points, he's very valuable. But in this kind of league, he is not. And so I'm guessing Mac is gone because I'm not seeing him. Yeah, he's gone. He's been taken. All right, so that's fine. And if we look at the 6th round players, 6th round running backs, you got Duke Johnson, Tariq Cohen, Darius Geis. Those are long shots there. Singletary, Sanders, Latavius Murray. Not really interested in any of those guys. So we could also look at the wide receivers. Tyler Boyd is a good choice. DJ Moore, I've been getting him on a ton of leagues. His value rank is pretty good, actually. Alshon Jeffrey offers good value. Cooper Kupp certainly is a high upside touchdown play, but of course we already got Woods. Calvin Ridley, one that I'm not really liking his situation. Allen Robinson, Mike Williams, Josh Gordon. We could take a chance on Josh Gordon. It would be our 3rd wide receiver, so that does give us some flexibility. I think he has a chance to be very good this year. Tyler Boyd is kind of my top choice, though. Let's go ahead and look at the wide receivers. We'll go Tyler Boyd. Let's see here. There's DJ Moore. Old standby DJ Moore ends up on all my teams. There's Jarvis Landry, but Jarvis Landry should be available for the next round.
You are up next.
Oh, okay. So Derrick Henry came off. Hunter Henry, Kenny Holiday, T.Y. Hilton, O.J. Howard. So who's at the top of the list right now? So Mark Ingram is at the top. Again, he doesn't offer good value. That's the big issue. Philip Lindsay also.
Now you are on the clock.
Oh, okay. So we've got a decision to make here. So if we look at the best value amongst these players, Drake, value rank of 52. Boyd actually, I think, offers the best value. Value rank of 38. And Jarvis Landry is the next round. I kind of like the idea of going for Boyd because he does offer the best value at this point. DJ Moore is value rank of 48, and this is tough. I could really use a second running back, and I'm just not sure I need to spend this early on Kenyon Drake. I think I can wait till next round for Kenyon Drake. So let's go, and we'll take Tyler Boyd, and I'm going to gamble that Drake makes it back to me on the next pick. So let's see here. So Football Busters took Deshaun Watson. He took 2 quarterbacks now. I don't know why. You can't start 2 quarterbacks. That's a stupid play. Cooper Kupp, Can You Diggs it took Cooper Kupp, so he took his first wide receiver. Football Busters has not even taken a wide receiver yet. That's kind of crazy. I don't know what he's thinking he's going to be doing here with the strategy. Now let's go and look at the 6th round. So the 6th round, one of my favorite receivers to get, Jarvis Landry. We're at pick 68. Jarvis Landry offers really nice value. Robbie Anderson is a guy who I would have loved to have gotten on this round, but he is dealing with a soft tissue injury, so I'm not interested in that. D.D. Westbrook also offers good value. We're getting like basically a full round of value off those guys, so Landry and D.D. definitely need to be on the queue. So let's get them set up. Let's see here. Landry and Dede. Where are you, Dede? Okay. And let's see here. If we look at, you can see the tight ends. We got someone like Vance McDonald offers very nice value. Jared Cook is a long shot for this round. I don't usually take players that switch teams in the offseason, though, and he did. So not real interested because I'm not sure how he's going to mesh with Drew Brees in the offense. That's taking a real big risk. Let's see here. Who offers some value here? Geist does offer fair value at this pick. And Duke Johnson's a little bit overrated. Let's see here. Are we at the 1, 2? Yeah, we've done 5. So who else did Football Busters take? Let me take a look. Football Busters. Mahomes, Watson, Sony Michel, Alvin Kamara, and Tiger. So he's taken 3 running backs and 2 quarterbacks. Okay. So let's go back to Maverick. And let's see. And then as far as, Vance McDonald is one that I have talked about. Value rank of 71. He's basically fair value at this point. Let's queue him up. Although, obviously, his big issue is durability. And I was really big on him earlier in the season because I thought he was going to be up for a big workload increase, but he is not. They've said basically that he is not going to be getting any more action than he got last year. He's had a real tough time staying healthy. So I think I'm probably just going to stay away from him just because I don't think the upside is there. And let's just look, because I want to jump to the 7th round, look at running backs. So we got someone like Matt Breida, who does offer good value. Darrell Henderson is a guy that I'm definitely targeting for upside pick. I'm not sure I want to take him this early, though. That's really early. Breida is worth a roster hold, though. So let's go to running backs. And where is Breida? He was named the starter on that team, and I do very much like that. I think I'm not surprised that he was named the starter because Tevin Coleman is new to the team. I know he's worked with the coach before, Shanahan, but this is a totally new team with different quarterback, different players, and he's new to the team. So he's got to, and frankly, I was not impressed with his production last year. I thought it was very, very poor. So I'm not big on him at all. Kenyon Drake is still on the board. You can see him. He's way down here. So our chances of getting him are good. If we can get him, I think that would be an excellent choice at this point in the draft because he offers great value and he's game script proof because he catches so many balls, and that's real important for PPR. So we'll see if we're lucky enough. There's Coleman right there. I would not take Coleman. But we are sitting here. We've got 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back. So we definitely need to get some more running backs. And I think, that would be the way to go on the next couple of picks because we're less dependent on wide receivers right now because we've got 3 really good wide receivers to start this team. So I'm happy about that. So let's see. Vance McDonald just came off. Jared Cook just came off. And Lindsey is off, White, Moore, Ingram, Geis. Okay, so a bunch of these guys we've been talking about have come off, but again, they're okay value at this point, but some of them are much poorer value than others. So we will see what happens. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the video here while we're waiting to get closer to our turn, and we'll see who's available, who's still on the board. All right, so it's almost back to us. Jarvis Landry did come off the board early, so that's too bad. But again, we've already got 3 great wide receivers. We can ease up on the wide receiver drafting. Duke Johnson came off. That's actually a pretty good pick at this point in the draft. Got fair value out of him, although my big concern is he just joined the team last week. He's only been on the team for a week. He's going to have a role.
You are up next.
Okay, let's see here. So Allen Robinson got taken.
Now you are on the clock.
Eric Ebron got taken. Okay, so great. Kenyon Drake made it back to us, and he offers great value at this point. So again, he should have been taken 5th round, all right, and offers a value rank of 52. But here we are. Are we in the 6th round or 5th round? We're in the 6th round, right? So pick 68. So we get some nice value there from Drake. And again, the Dolphins are going to be terrible this year, but he is not going to get game scripted out. So I like that pick. As our second running back, it's a little bit questionable, but that's all right because we're looking elsewhere. Now let's jump to the 7th round. And of course, we already got Matt Breida queued up. Royce Freeman, Darrell Henderson. I'm going to get Darrell Henderson queued up as well. So let's see here. Where is Darrell Henderson? There he is. Get him on the board. Royce Freeman also is not a bad choice. Again, these guys, they just don't offer a lot of value, and that's the big issue. I mean, you look at the value of Darrell Henderson, it's 130, but I think his upside is more than that because he is backing up Gurley. Matt Breida, value rank of 87, so he's overvalued. Royce Freeman, really terrible value, so I'm not thrilled with that. Now, on the other side, look, we could grab someone like Sterling Shepard. We could grab Sterling Shepard or Sammy Watkins or Dede Westbrook. There's a lot of guys here. And you know what? I just want to look at what's going on the QBs. Again, only 2 QBs have been taken. And now as far as tight ends, boy, is there any way for me to see who's been? No. Because I haven't been tracking the tight ends as closely. And I know probably about 7 or 8 have come off at this point. Shoot, I lost count of them. Let's see. We can look. Hold on. We can look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it only goes back that far. So it's been 4 on this point. Plus, I think the original 4 that were taken, including Ebron, because Ebron's not on this list. Right, that's Hunter Henry. So 5. I bet you 9. I'm guessing 9 tight ends have been taken at this point. Matt Breida would be a great choice for us to get at the 7th round. If he makes it to us, that would be fantastic. Let's see here. Who else is here? Tariq Cohen, A.J. Green, Aaron Rodgers, Robbie Anderson, Latavius Murray, David Njoku, Christian Kirk, Baker Mayfield. Last game, man, it was like only 2 quarterbacks were taken until like the 12th round. So I'm going to hold off. Actually, in the last game, man, some guy waited until the guy next to me waited until the 14th round to draft his quarterbacks, and he got Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. And I'm like, that's a perfectly awesome pair of quarterbacks to go into the season with, and he got it in the 14th round. So I'm inclined to wait as long as I possibly can. Oh, are you kidding me? Breida just got sniped. I got sniped on Breida. Let's see here. Who else is available for the running backs?
You are on the clock.
Okay, so we got Cohen. Now, how does Cohen stack up on value? Let's see here. Tariq Cohen, because he should have been gone before here. 110. Again, just terrible, right? Latavius Murray, Rashad Penny. There's Darrell Henderson, Royce Freeman, Tony Pollard. Who no one's going to take him now. There's Darwin. Boy, I think I've got to go and I got to take Darrell Henderson just because of the upside associated with Gurley. And today the coaches were talking about him and they're saying he's got an Alvin Kamara skill set. I know it gets used a lot. I've been using that with Justice for the past few months. But that really interests me as far as he's concerned. So we just took a couple of running backs here. Let's see who else got taken. So right before me, AJ Green got taken by Football Busters. That was his first wide receiver. This guy's doing terrible, man. I hate his team. Aaron Rodgers just got taken by Can You Digs It. So the quarterbacks, the third one came off. That's interesting. Again, Aaron Rodgers was still on the board in the 12th round in the last game that I did. So that says something about that group versus this group. So these guys, man, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're but let's just keep looking. So we're going to the 8th round. So let's look at the 8th round. So 8th round, recommending Mark Andrews, tight end, Darrell Henderson, who I just got. I took him early. So Mark Andrews is a great option. And if we look at his value rank of 84, I think he would be a really good choice to complement Zach Ertz. Now, if we look at the tight ends, Austin Hooper is still on the board, and Austin Hooper is another one that's very valuable in this kind of league because he does get targeted a lot, and he caught a lot of passes last year. So both those guys are definitely interesting to me. Wide receivers, let's take a look. So Sterling Shepard is a long shot for the next round, but he certainly would be worth a look. Where are you, Sterling Shepard? There you are. Put him on the queue. Anybody else? Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Michael Gallup, Jameson Crowder. I'm not interested in any of those guys. Let's look at running backs. Breed is gone. Barber, not interested. LaShawn McCoy, Richard Penny. Again, not interested in these guys. Terrible, terrible value. So I'm just going to look at the 9th round running backs, though. Ballage, no. Hines, no. McCoy. Jalen Samuels is one who would be interesting to me in the 9th round. Not sure I would want to take him in the 8th. So let's just go ahead and get Jalen queued up. I want to just be able to see him. Where are you, Jalen? Oh, and there's Darwin. So we could stash Darwin. Jalen, and I'm guessing Darwin is not going to be taken at this point in the draft. Just because of the situation with LaShawn McCoy. I'm betting he's going to fall significantly. We'll just get him on the queue just to see him. And as far as who is on the board, Tariq Cohen's still on the board. Njoku, Kirk, Mayfield, Fuller, Curtis Samuel. There's Austin Hooper, Corey Davis, Sammy Watkins. You know what? Sammy Watkins is very interesting to me at this point. Sammy Watkins is worth a Q. Let's see here. Matt Ryan, Royce Freeman, Sanders, Wentz, Jones. So, look, another tight end came off the board. So that's like, I think we're at 10 tight ends now. Only 3 quarterbacks. So this team is going pretty good. So my running backs right now are David Johnson and Kenyon Drake. They're both great PPR options. That's what I like about those guys. And we got Darrell Henderson, another great PPR option because he's going to catch a lot of balls. He's going to be a third down player. And then wide receivers, we got Evans, Woods, and Boyd. I think that's a great trio. Zach Ertz is a rock-solid TE1. So we are in great shape right now. Things are going well. Look, someone just took Royce Freeman, LaShawn McCoy. You're never going to start either of those guys this year. Not even 1 week. They're just not. They're not startable assets. Unless, Phil Lindsay gets hurt. Yes. LaShawn McCoy, no value. So we got a ways to go to my next pick. I'm just going to pause. We'll come back and we'll see where we're at and we'll see who we get. All right, so it's almost back to us. We had a couple of tight ends and another quarterback come off. Drew Brees came off super early. That's the 4th quarterback off the board. I'm really quite surprised because you still have Baker Mayfield. You've got Matt Ryan. You got Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz just came off the board.
You are on the clock.
So that's the 5th quarterback. So we're probably going to have to take a quarterback, not soon, but Emmanuel Sanders was taken by Can You Diggs It. So that's his second wide receiver. So here's the thing. Sterling Shepard would be my top choice, but Mark Andrews is right at the top of the board. He will not make it back to me on the next pick. And if we look at the value for the tight ends, when we look at this round, Mark Andrews value rank of 84, but Sterling Shepard value rank of 60. I got to go with the value on this round. There's still plenty of great tight ends that we can get later. So let's go ahead and take the value. We'll take Sterling Shepard. I really like that pick. Getting him this late, getting him in the 8th round is fantastic. Let's move on to the 9th round and take a look at, first of all, the running backs. So I think we already looked at this group. Jalen Samuels was kind of a nice high upside pick that I always like to target. Mark Andrews may make it to us, but I doubt it. Just looking at how the tight ends are coming off the board right now. Larry Fitzgerald, if we look at wide receivers, Fitzgerald, value rank of 82, certainly is a decent choice. Another high upside pick, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's certainly one that I'm very interested in. James Washington, another high upside player, although he does not have good value. But MVS and Larry Fitzgerald, let's definitely get those guys queued up. So there's MVS. And there's Fitz. And again, if it's a choice between the old veteran and the young up-and-comer, I'm going to take the young up-and-comer at this point because I want upside. I've already got a great wide receiver core. And, of course, we could take Jalen. Let's see here. So this would be the round to take him. So I'm kind of inclined because we're so good with wide receivers right now, that we bypass and we take one more running back just to get that added depth. Let me just look at the 10th round running backs. Justice Hill, that's another one of my top picks for the next round. Justin Jackson probably would be a good choice too. So Justice Hill, Justin Jackson, those are both good choices. Let me get them on the queue as well. There's Justice Hill. And there's Justin Jackson. And other guys on the board, Pollard. No one's going to take Pollard. Jordan Howard, Howard I think has more value than people are anticipating. But because he doesn't catch passes, his value is extremely limited in this particular game. So if we look at Jordan Howard, value rank of 177. Yeah, he's just not worth a darn thing. So we're going to stay away from him. And let's see here. So this is the 9th round. Wide receivers. We already got these guys queued up. So, I like the idea of going Jalen Samuels this round, Justice Hill on the next round. That would give me some additional depth and upside at the running back position. I'm still not concerned about Darwin Thompson being taken. He's an afterthought now. So, and Justin Jackson just came off the board. So again, things are starting to thin out. Let's take a look. So after my pick, Football Busters took Sammy Watkins. All right. Am I losing ink on this pen? I think I am. All right. 3 wide receivers. So Football Busters has 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers. And again, I don't understand why he took the 2 top quarterbacks because he can only play one and you can't trade. There's no trading in this game. So he's either going to dump that player off onto waivers, which I assume will not ever happen, or he's just doing it to block everyone else from the 2 top supposed point getters.
Next.
So let's go back and look at the list. So you can see also there's some good quarterbacks right at the top. Look at that. Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan, and Jared Goff's right there. Jared Goff is a favorite of mine. Did another quarterback get taken? Oh, yeah, Carson Wentz did get taken. So that's 6 quarterbacks now off the board.
Now you are on the clock.
All right, so Football Busters took Kyle Rudolph as their tight end. Man, this guy's team sucks, man. I am not envious. And look, Mark Andrews did make it back to us. Now, Mark Andrews definitely offers the best value. If we look at tight ends, value rank of 84. Of course, you got Trey Burton and Delaney Walker here with better value, but I don't trust either of them with their health issues. But Mark Andrews, I trust and I love, so we could definitely go that. And that would give us our second tight end, and that would be an excellent second tight end to have. And this is our ninth pick, right? And then I like the idea of going for Justice on the next round. I hope he would make it. Jalen Samuels too. Where are they on the list? So there's Jalen, and I'm betting Justice is just down there. Okay, so it's going to be close. But I think I gotta take the value. So let's go ahead. We'll take Mark Andrews. I think he has some significant upside this year. So that's my second tight end. And hopefully I won't regret that. Hopefully one of these guys will make it back to me. So if we look at the 10th round, Justice Hill, Lamar Jackson, quarterback, that's an interesting choice, although I think I'm going to bypass that in this particular league. There's so many good options available later, and I just want to wait as long as I can. Justice Hill, Nyheim Hines, Justin Jackson did get taken, so he's not an option anymore. Wide receivers, Pettis would be a good choice. I like Pettis. Let's go ahead and get him queued up. Wide receiver. Do I see him? I think he might already be gone. Let's take a look. Pettis. Yeah, Pettis is gone. Okay. So are there any other, Moncrief, Jackson, Kuti, Allison, these guys offer some decent value here. They do offer some value. Not sure they're really startable. Moncrief, we could gamble on the fact that, it is a high-powered offense. There's a lot of passes that need to go somewhere. Moncrief could be a big beneficiary of that, so he is definitely a possibility. Where's Dante? There he is. Dante Moncrief, get him on the queue. Terrell Williams is another player who I very much like. Terrell is probably an 11th round. Yeah, Terrell's an 11th round. Kind of like my last startable wide receiver unit. And I'm sorry, right after my pick, Can You Dig It took Ballage. Can You Digs It? Yeah. So he took 5th running back. So again, I only have 3 running backs right now, so that's pretty thin. So we definitely need to go and get ourselves some more running backs right now. We got a ways to go till our next pick, so I'm just going to pause the video and we will be. I'll be right back, and we'll see who we get. All right, so it's almost back to me, and unfortunately, Jalen Samuels did get taken. I knew we were taking a risk here. He probably wasn't going to make it to the next round anyway. We have one more quarterback come off the board, Baker Mayfield. We've had a couple more tight ends, Jack Doyle, Dallas Goedert, and Darren Waller all got taken. So that's
you are on the clock.
Okay, and Can You Digs It took Marvin Jones as a wide receiver. That's actually really good value at this point in the draft. That's a pretty good pick. I'm going to go ahead and take my Justice. Love Justice. And what I'd like to do is get Darwin on the next pick. So let's look at the 11th round here. 11th round, we got, and Terrell Williams was taken, unfortunate. Anthony Miller, the Chicago wide receiver, is an option. Chicago Bears defense, if we wanted to be the first one to take a D, that is certainly a possibility, although I usually just wait till the very end. We still need to stock up on these other positions. Look at this. So for tight ends, Jimmy Graham still on the board. Greg Olsen still on the board. These guys all offering top 100 value. Jordan Reed offering excellent value as well. Of course, he can't stay healthy, right? But Greg Olsen is a very attractive option to me. I've always had a soft spot for Greg Olsen, and to get him as our 3rd tight end, I think is an excellent depth play, which perhaps has some upside. So we'll go ahead and queue him up, Greg Olsen. And then let's look at the wide receivers. Terrell Williams gone. Anthony Miller. So let's queue up Anthony Miller because he does offer. He doesn't offer great value. He's fair value. He's fair value at this point in the draft. Would be a depth play. Let's see here. So Anthony Miller's right there. And let's look at the running backs. So Justice, we got him already. Dion Lewis, Darwin Thompson also is still on the board and still an option. And I do like the idea of just taking him. Again, just add to our running back core and the possibility of some upside. So we can see what happens there. Someone took Tony Pollard. The Zeke guy did. Okay. So the guy that took Zeke took Tony Pollard. I guess that's a fine choice. Matt Ryan got taken. Cam Newton got taken. T.J. Hawkinson and Jimmy Graham got taken. So, the tight ends are getting picked. And you know what? They've got value. That's the reason why they're getting taken right now. So it is almost back to us. And again, as far as quarterbacks go, we're just going to keep on waiting, obviously Goff is a great choice. That's how I got in the last draft. But I'm thinking Dak Prescott, Phillip Rivers, right in this area. Great time to get a quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger, get Roethlisberger and Prescott. That would be a great combination. And so Lamar Jackson just came off the board. Love Lamar. I got him last night in a draft he's in a draft where he will be a very, very valuable player. It's a draft that discounts passing yards, and so it makes ground yards even more valuable. So DK Metcalf got taken by the Football Busters. That's his fourth wide receiver. So Darwin Thompson did make it to us. So here we are. We are in the 11th round. Let's look at the other running backs. I just want to see who else is on the board right now. Peyton Barber, Dion Lewis, Kareem Hunt. That's one that might be worth a stash. Ronald Jones, Damian Harris is a guy I like. But let's go. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take Darwin here at pick. Where are we at? We're at pick 125. And again, I think he is a great stash for the season. He's our fifth running back, so we'll see if he can do anything this season. And let's go to the 12th round. 12th round, John Brown, wide receiver, Phillip Rivers. But again, the quarterbacks are going a little bit slower than they normally do. Damian Harris, again, another running back who I really, really like with lots of upside. It would be great if he makes it back to us. We'll see if that happens. We'll put him on the queue. Let's look at the other running backs this round. So it's just Dion Lewis and Damian Harris. For wide receivers, we got John Brown, Kenny Stills, who just got traded to Houston. He might not be a bad choice. Look at his value. He's got pretty good value, and he can stay healthy. No one's been more reliable in Miami than Kenny Stills. Why not, man? I'll put him on the queue. Shoot. I think he's worth a shot at this point in the draft. I certainly like him there better than I liked him in Miami. So let's go and see where he is. Kenny Stills right there. That might be worth something. You never know. DK Metcalf, he's gone. Tight ends, Jimmy Graham, Jack Doyle, DJ Hawkinson. A lot of these guys are gone, but Greg Olsen, already got him queued up. He's already on the board. And to take him as our third, I think would be great. Let's look at the other tight end. What other tight ends are still on the board? Chris Herndon is another guy who I'm interested in. So those guys are right there. And then after them, it kind of just kind of goes out to nothing. So we'll see if one of them makes it back to us in the 12th round. I wouldn't mind taking a third tight end, although we're really set at tight end right now. We've got a very nice combination of tight ends for this season. So let's see here. What else is happening? So Trey Burton was taken, so that's another tight end. So again, they're starting to, they're really starting to thin out. But I think, Greg Olsen, top 100 value. Chris Herndon suspended 4 games, and then he's going to come back. He's going to be a TE1 when he comes back. So he's a significant part of that offense as well. So there's nice upside there with the youth or the old grizzled veteran. I always choose youth. That would be a great pick to get in the 12th round. Let's see here. Anybody else? Let's look to the 13th round running backs. Damian Harris is a long shot for the 13th round. Kareem Hunt, possibly a 13th rounder. Adrian Peterson, he could have some value. And Chris Thompson, again, these guys, these are just dart throws right now, and I'm not super interested in those guys. They just don't have great outlooks. So, all right. So I think we're good. We got some good guys on the queue. I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back and we'll see who we end up with. All right, so it's almost back to my pick. There has been a run on quarterbacks. There's like 4 that have been taken so far: Roethlisberger, Murray, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff. So we're going to have to take a quarterback with this pick just because I am eyeing Dak Prescott. Love that offense now. Zeke is back. I am all in on Dak. He's going to be really good this year. A very productive player. And so I think he's going to be great as our QB1. So hopefully he makes it to us. But right now, 14 quarterbacks have been taken. So basically everybody already has a quarterback. And now what people are going to be looking at is their backup quarterbacks, which are of a lower priority compared to other players that are on the board. Also, tight ends are also thinning out significantly. Chris Herndon was taken. Noah Fant was taken. So Greg Olsen is precarious right now. I could gamble. I mean, they're still good players, right? I'd be perfectly happy with Rivers or, Brady or Cousins. These guys are all great. So I think what I might do is I could take Greg Olsen if he makes it to me. And then I could take my quarterback in the 13th round. I am going to bet that he makes that one of those guys makes it back. I mean, that's a worst case scenario, is I get Kirk Cousins as my quarterback, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, that's a great choice, I think. Yeah, I think we're in good shape here. So I am going to gamble. That's what I'm going to do. I'll take my tight end now, and I will take the quarterback on my 13th pick. So we just got to wait for these last 2 guys to go. And if neither of them take a quarterback, that's going to secure. But if either one of them take a quarterback, I'm going to have to take my quarterback. That's what it's going to come down to, which is such an interesting change from the last draft that I did. It's so different. So who did he take? Jameson Crowder, wide receiver. Okay, great. So we'll see. Can you Diggs it? He does not have a tight end yet. He might take my Greg Olsen. Or he might take Jordan Reed. That's usually when guys do stuff like this, it's because they want Reed. And Reed certainly offers value at this point, but shoot, I don't trust him. I don't want him on my roster, especially since this is kind of like your permanent roster for the season. He's not going to last more than a few weeks. He never does. So let's see who Diggs decides to go for at this point. He only has 3 wide receivers also.
You are on the clock.
See, what did I say? Did I call it or what? I called it. I knew what he was going to do, and I called it. Okay, so I'm going to take Olsen, and then I will take my quarterback with the 13th pick. So we'll take Olsen as our 3rd tight end. I think that's a great 3rd tight end to have. All 3 guys, top 100 value. All 3 are startable. Obviously, Greg Olsen has injury issues. He's an older player, but I'm fine. I'm comfortable with that. Dante Moncrief just came off the board. But I think we're in great shape here. I'm very excited for waiting this long to take my quarterback. Anthony Miller, that's another one I had queued up. So you can see I still got Kenny Stills and Damian Harris queued up here. Let's look at the 13th round. So if we look at the 13th round, it's recommending Kirk Cousins, but there's still plenty of quarterbacks available that are not Kirk Cousins right now. Let's see here. If we look at wide receivers, Mohamed Sanu is a good choice here. Sanu offers some nice value. Not really interested in any of these other guys. Let's see here. Tight end. Oh, Ebron. He was gone a long time ago. He was taken super early. All right. So let's get Sanu on the queue. Where are you, Sanu? You're right there. Right. And John Brown, too. I mean, might as well. But we're looking at quarterbacks. Any quarterbacks taken? No. See, you got some people. Oh, Damian Harris got taken. Bummer. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get him just because I waited too long. But that's all right. I like the running backs we have, and I like the upside on these guys. So I think we're in good shape. I'm really not too worried. All these guys are prolific pass catchers. So and David Johnson and Kenyon Drake, very reliable players. So that's what you want. I want guys that are gonna escape that injury bug. Knock on wood, right? Knock on wood. Where's some wood around here? Over here. There we go. So, and so let's see who did. So Can You Digs It?
You are up next.
Right after my pick. Can You Digs It took Jordan Reed. So he took his tight end. And then Football Busters took Moncrief. So he took another wide receiver. So he's got 5 now. And he's about to go again.
Now you are on the clock.
So he took Raquel Armstead. So he took a running back. That's like his 4th running back. That's not very deep. All right, so my gamble paid off. Not a single quarterback was taken in the past round. That's great. Do I want to push my luck? I mean, again, you got guys up here that I do like and I do want. I mean, Sanu would be a great choice at this point. I'd like him more than either of these other two, just because he's established on that team. But you know what? I'm not going to push my luck. I'm going to take Dak. Love Dak for my quarterback. Get him in the 13th round. That is fantastic value. He is a QB1, especially with Zeke back on this team. So I'm very confident in that pick. And hopefully one of these guys will make it back to me. So let's just kind of look at the running backs, because I'm sure the running backs is just a wasteland right now. Oh, look, Kareem Hunt's still on the board. Let's cue him up. I mean, why not? Hines, Peterson. Peterson might have some value in the first month, but really he's going to fade. Chris Thompson, who is actually healthy right now, also on Washington, could have a role. Let's see here. Chase Edmonds, Jalen Richard, Ty Montgomery. He's the backup to Bell. That might be worth something. Malcolm Brown is also the backup to Gurley. I could just kind of take the rest of that backfield. Carlos Hyde, no interest. Jamal Williams, no interest. He's injured anyway. Gus Edwards is a guy I got late in the last draft. And, he's backing up Ingram. And I don't have a lot of faith in Ingram this season. So he could definitely have some value too. Let me just get some of these guys queued up so I have them on the board and I can see them. So we got Chris Thompson, Adrian Peterson, Ty Montgomery. Let's see here. Malcolm Brown, he was very effective last year in Seattle, and Gus Edwards. And we're still only riding with 4 wide receivers, which is, it's good depth. All these guys are startable, every single one of them. But to get maybe one more would give me a little bit of peace of mind. So, getting someone like Sanu on the next round would be very nice. Let's look at the wide receivers who's still on the board. Kiki Kuti, Traquan Smith, Deebo Samuel, who does have some interest in for me. Mecole Hardman is one who has interest for me. I love Mecole. Humphreys, if he wasn't at Tennessee, I'd probably be interested in him, but I'm just not. Zay Jones, there's Kenny Stills, Marquise Goodwin, Parker, Marquise Brown, Albert Wilson. Yeah, none of these guys down here interest me. Cole Beasley, Devin Funchess, and Keel Harry, who's on injured reserve. I don't want anything to do with him. So, yeah, we're good. Quincy Enunwa was another one I got real late in the game. I think I got him with my last pick, actually, and I think he's a decent choice too. But we've got options, and we got some more running backs up here, and I'm totally cool with just continuing to stock up on running backs. And if I looked at this whole group, maybe Malcolm Brown would be my top choice, because then we would have Brown and Henderson in the Rams' backfield. Both guys would be extremely valuable should anything happen to Gurley, and I do consider Gurley a huge risk this year. Looking at the running backs, he would be my favorite choice at this round if he makes it back to us. I'm just gonna pause the video. We'll come back when it's our pick. We'll see who we get. All right, so it's almost back to us. Kareem Hunt was just taken. The first defense was just taken, Chicago. Also, there's been a big run on quarterbacks. So Rivers is still on the board. If he makes it to me, if Can You Digs It does not take him, I would be happy to take him as my QB2. Sanu's still on the board. Malcolm Brown's still on the board, so we got options there. Kenny Stills. Not a lot of other wide receivers, though. Oh, there, Kiki Kuti. All right, so he took Kenny Diggs. It took Kiki Kuti. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my second quarterback here this is the 14th round. I mean, I could gamble, and I mean, if obviously some of my other favorites got taken. Cousins got taken. Josh Allen is one who I like. Sam Darnold's kind of an emergency fallback. But then after that, I'm not really interested in any of these guys. Phillip Rivers, elite offense, elite quarterback. I'll take him. He's a QB1 also. So we got two quarterbacks, Prescott and Rivers, to choose from each week. I think that's a great combination. And when it comes back around to us, I would like to get Sanu if he makes it to us. So that is the big question. So let's see here. The Football Busters took Jacksonville defense. That's the second defense off the board. See, more quarterbacks have come off. Jimmy Garoppolo. Again, that's a huge injury risk. There's no injury risk with either Rivers or Prescott. I mean, there's always an injury risk, right? But those guys, super reliable, never miss games. Just the perfect kind of quarterbacks you want for your fantasy team. And, I mean, I did pretty good on the placement too when I got them. So I got Prescott in the 13th, and I got Rivers in the 14th. So that's pretty good. That's a great time to get them. Not as late as I wanted to go, but even I could have waited, right? I could have waited and taken Phillip Rivers as my one in the 14th, and then I could have gotten someone else in the 15th. Malcolm Brown got taken. I knew I was gambling by doing this, but I figured I needed to secure my quarterback position for the season in this round. So Sanu, if he makes it back, would be absolutely a key part of this defense a key part of this team for depth. Let's just take a look here. Who else is available? There's Deebo Samuel, Adam Humphries. Boy, it's just not a lot of great options here. Yeah. There's just not much here. So getting someone like Sony would be a big deal. That would certainly help. So we'll have to see what happens. And one thing though that I did notice is on my wide receivers, I've already got two that have bye week 9, and Sanu also has a bye week of 9. So that's a negative there because that week 9 is going to be difficult for me because I will only have 2 active wide receivers at that point. And so who's coming off? So see a lot more court. See Josh Allen came off.
On the clock.
Okay. And Football Busters just took the first kicker. He took Greg Zerline of the Rams. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Sanu. And again, that's a nice depth play. It gives me some added comfort at the wide receiver position. We've got 5 wide receivers now. And I think on the next round, I think what we might want to do is get ourselves an elite kicker. And that's what I did in the last one also. Obviously, only one kicker has come off. There's so many good options that are still on the board. And then as far as defenses go, the defenses I'm interested in are always available late. So we could grab like a Will Lutz. I always prefer guys that play in domes. So Will Lutz is basically the one that does in the elite level and a lot of points. So the drop down from Greg Zerline to Will Lutz is like half a point a week. It's virtually nothing. So that is an extremely strong play. We could go for the Kansas City kicker. We could go for Baltimore's kicker, who's always great. Justin Tucker's always great. But these guys are all very equally rated, and I just like the fact that Lutz is in a dome. And if we miss him, there's other players that we can choose from. Kaimi Fairburn of Houston, that's in a dome. Let's see here. We've got – I'm just going to queue up Lutz. We've got who else here? So Matt Prater, that's a dome. Brett Maher of Dallas, that's a dome. Tavecchio was cut, so you don't want him. Boy, they still have him rated with points. That's dangerous. Vinatieri, also a great one in a dome. I think, Indianapolis is going to be very dependent on field goals this year. I don't think they're going to be able to score as many touchdowns now that Andrew Luck is retired. I'm just going to pause. We'll come back on the 16th round. We'll see who's available. We'll see who we get. All right, so it's almost back to us. I think I can wait one more round on the kicker. No one's taken anything. There's only 2 kickers that have come off the board right now, and 2 defenses. So we're still in great shape right now, and I think I would like to get at least one more skilled player. Chris Thompson's right at the top of the board. He might be worth something, and he is but he's a low reliability player. Boy, I'm kind of talking myself out of it. Kenny Stills is also still on the board. He's right there.
You are on the clock.
Oh, and look at that. Chris Thompson just got taken, so that kind of answers my question. I'll wait on Kenny Stills because it's the short turnaround to the 17th round. I'm going to take Will Lutz. That's who I got as my kicker in the other league also, in the other FFPC league. And I love that option because he is an every week starter, and that's going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL in a dome. So just perfect for what I want. And they play a lot of away games in domes too, just because of the AFC South. So that's a great option right there. Now for the 17th round, where are we at? So Quincy Enua is a recommended player at this point. And, he's not a bad choice. And they gave him a big contract extension, and they wouldn't have done that if they had doubts about his ability to perform, And that's the thing. And I think the Jets are going to be a pretty good team this year offensively. So I think that's a great choice. We can look at everyone else. For running backs, there's another option. C.J. Anderson, is he still on the board? He might still be on. He might be gone at this point, but let's take a look. C.J. Anderson was getting all the goal line work. Are you still on the board? See, I think he's gone. Is Anderson gone? Yeah, he's gone. Okay. So that's a moot point. Let's see. Anybody else? Mike Davis. Mike Davis is probably gone too. Let's take a look. The bones are picked pretty clean at this point. There's not a lot out there. Nope. He is gone too. Who do we got? Gus Edwards is a good choice, and I like him. He'd be like a 6th running back for us. I think that's a good play. Jarrett McKinnon, no interest. Elijah McGuire, no interest. Frank Gore, Jay Ajayi, Lamar Miller, Rex Burkhead, TJ Yeldon. Of all these guys, I think Gus Edwards maybe has a shot to do something, anything.
You are up next.
All right, so somebody took Gronkowski. Why would you draft him? Just wait and see if he appears, see if he decides to rejoin the league, and then you can bid on him. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. There are some inexplicable decisions being made on the draft board this evening. All right, so we got Gus Edwards, we got Quincy Enua. Let's go ahead. We'll take Gus Edwards. And then, again, Baltimore just got – so we've only had 3 defenses taken, and it looks like 4 kickers now with my pick because I took a kicker. So we're just here at the end game. And so the question is, do I take my 2 defenses now and just save my last pick for whoever I can get, or do I try to get Quincy Enua on the next pick? Let's just see. In the 18th round, is there anybody of interest? It's going all defenses at this point. Quincy Enua is a long shot, so I wonder if he'll even make it back to us. Tight ends. Witten, I know he's gone. I saw him come off the board. So, all right. So if Quincy makes it back to us, we'll take him. If he doesn't, we'll take our defense. We'll take our first defense, and there's a lot of options to choose from right now. So again, still players are getting picked. There's still a ton of great options on here. I'll tell you my favorites right now. If you've been watching my videos, you know who they are. Dallas, New England, Buffalo. I think Seattle's going to be a surprisingly good team. They're worth, and they got a great week 1 matchup. Although week 2 and week 3 they got terrible matchups. And Philadelphia is another one who I like. Let's see here. Who else do I like? These are my favorites, and I'm usually able to get them pretty easy because they're not. There's a lot of teams which will be taken before even the first one. Like Dallas still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's still 5 more defenses that have to get picked before Dallas would be selected. If NU is gone, I definitely take Dallas as my first defense. And let's see here. So another kicker came out. I'm only going to take one kicker, by the way. There's no point in taking a second one. I'll just pick some guy up off the waivers for week 9. It should be easy. And I might even just pick him up on week 8 when no one's thinking about it, and then I'll, and then I'll just have him on the roster for week 9, and I'll just dump him out the next week after that. But let's see here. So did I get all the guys on there? Okay, so look like another. Oh, of course, someone took Dallas. Of course, someone took my favorite option. Shoot. And did Buffalo? Buffalo didn't get on there. Let's see here. Pittsburgh also, it might have some upside. And you still got the Chargers, Cleveland, Minnesota, Philadelphia. These guys just don't have great early season schedules. Cleveland's got a nice week 1, but I don't want to play tough matchups. Buffalo has great schedule, and if we could combine them with someone like New England, that'd be a great combo to take into the season. Seattle also, again, they're week 1. They're playing the Bengals at home. Week 2 and week 3 though they're not playable, but they could have some significant upside because they just got Clowney. There could be a significant bump there in the Seattle defense, the same way that Chicago had it last year. Someone took Cleveland. So yeah, we got defenses starting to come off the board. Kickers coming off the board. We already got our kicker, so we're good there. I'm just going to pause until it's our pick. We'll see who we get. All right, so it's almost back to us. All right, so it is back to us. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I love the Philly defense. They got a great week 1 matchup against Washington. I think they're going to be really, really good for that week. And then if we back, so I'm going to take them with this pick. And obviously I am gambling that Enua would make it back to us, but then I'll take Enua with the next pick, and then I'll close it out with another defense, hopefully Buffalo. I think Buffalo will make it back to us. Maybe. Boy, it's cutting it close there. But I think Buffalo is also going to be a really devastatingly good defense. So we will see what happens here. Maybe I'm just going to have to take the second defense. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. And then I'll just find somebody at the end of the draft to pick up. And I think that's what I did with Quincy Annual last time, is I got him with my last pick. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to pause till it's our pick. We'll see who we get. I'll be right back. All right, so we lucked out. All my other defenses went away, but Buffalo was still there. We'll take Buffalo as our second defense. So we got Philly and Buffalo. That's a great combination of defenses to have. They both have great schedules early on. And now let's just kind of scan the board and see if there's who might interest us for our very last super fun pick that might be better than Quincy Enua. But I'm not seeing a lot here. Let's see. I'm just going to look at running backs. Again, pick to the bone. Yeah, there's nothing there. Wide receivers. Funchess is in Indianapolis. That might he might be worth something. Cobb's in Dallas. but he hasn't done anything in years. I just don't even trust that. Paris Campbell is also in Indianapolis, but again, I like those players a lot better when Andrew Luck was there. Keyshawn Johnson's another one who I think has some significant upside. He really is the only receiver that did anything in Arizona during the offseason. He's a rookie. I think he's got some nice upside. Taylor Gabriel is a guy that always seems to be like right on the verge of fantasy relevance, but he's a good gadget player. He might be worth something. So, we got a couple options here. But I think I'll go with Quincy. If all else stays the same. Now you got the run on the defenses. So we definitely took our defense at the right time. So that would not have made it back to us for our 20th pick. So good job there. So this team, I am very much liking this team. This is a solid, well-rounded team. I've got good depth, and I've got high upside players that have the potential to really become significant contributors to this team later on. So, again, quarterbacks, two great quarterbacks, Dak Prescott and Phillip Rivers. Both those guys, it's just going to be like the matchup. Which matchup do I like better? Week 1, definitely going to be Dak Prescott. Let's see here. Running backs. We've got Justice Hill, Darwin Thompson, Gus Edwards, David Johnson, and Kenyon Drake and Darrell Henderson. So a nice, huge block of running backs. Obviously, the starters are DJ and Kenyon Drake. But I got to say, some of these guys are going to have immediate fantasy value. I think Darrell Henderson has immediate fantasy value, and Justice Hill is certainly going to be valuable by the end of the month. Darwin Thompson requires some stuff to happen for him to be relevant, and same with Gus Edwards. But it's a nice group. Wide receivers, I think, are the strongest part of this team. So we've got Sterling Shepard, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, and Mohamed Sanu. The starters, obviously, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd will probably be started every week as well. Sterling Shepard is certainly a flex option as well. Tight ends, great tight ends. Zach Ertz was a steal for us in the 3rd round, so I was so happy we were able to get him. I didn't think we were going to get an elite tight end. Then we have Mark Andrews and Greg Olsen as well. Andrews, I think, is a startable asset this season, so that's very good. Kicker, excellent top-notch kicker Will Lutz. And then for our defenses, we got Philly and Buffalo. Philly plays Washington week 1. Buffalo plays the Jets. I'm going with Philly for my week 1 defense. But that is a great team. I'm really, really happy with this team. We are in great shape. I'm going to take Quincy Enunwa probably with our last pick, and we are set, man. That's it. So I got one more draft to do. I got a draft tomorrow, and it happens before the game starts. It's at like 3:30 Mountain Time, 5:30 Eastern Time. So I'm going to be doing one more draft in this league because I got 3 of them, and I get to pick first tomorrow. So I'm very excited because I'm going to get Zeke. I've wanted him for a while now, and I just haven't had any chance to get him in any of my drafts because I'm either way too late to be able to even have a chance at him, or like, the one that I had picked second, I took Saquon just because it was Saquon. So everything is awesome here. I am super psyched for this team. I'm super psyched for all my teams. They're all really rock solid teams. And again, it's all because of my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft. Go to my website, Fantasy Football Maverick. Check it out. Now, it's only going to be, what's going to happen is we're at the end of the draft season, so this app goes dormant during the football season. So next week, it's not going to be updated anymore. But if you have a subscription, it will be updated. It will be updated and ready to go next year in June, and it will be even better. I'm already discussing with my developers about the features I want to add, getting feedback from people as to what they want. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. Every year, this app keeps getting better. So stay tuned for that. And please follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Jimmie Maverick. On Facebook, I'm My Perfect Fantasy Draft. Also, I have a YouTube page under the name Jimmie Maverick as well. I'm going to be posting videos, not as much as I'm doing now with mock drafts. I'm not going to be doing them after tomorrow, but There's still going to be lots of content on there. So please check those out as well. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you participating this year and following me and listening to me and liking my stuff and giving me comments and stuff. It's all very helpful. So thank you, everybody. Let's have a great fantasy season. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a great year. I'm looking at multiple championships here. That's what I want. Multiple championships. All right, man. So have a great day and good luck this season. Good luck.